should work now. Yes, it is. Great. Yeah, guys, this is remind me, this is session 3. This is the third session we're doing.
Yep.
Yep.
Episode 3, baby.
Here we are after this long like again, kudos for Drawfee. I was like, Drawga takes like sometimes a year, and they're professionals. I can do this faster. Nope.
No.
4 or 5 months for us as well.
Each time we promise to meet up sooner and then we don't.
Yep.
I think it gets longer.
100%.
Yeah. Exactly. We learn stuff along the way. Yeah, let's just get into it. So everyone's here again, which is good.
Yep.
We're all alive, which is also something we should always say during these days.
Questionable.
So characters and what's been happening. So we again have Sarah, who's playing Archvaldius von Edelbrand, also named Archie. Always a tricky one, that one. Then we have Ash with Latte Levay. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Then we have Jojo with Lord Albert Winchester.
I'm going to update that portrait at some point.
Yep. This time at least I put Dono in front of you to make it less awkward. Last time he was next to you. I was like, okay, this time I'm just gonna help you a bit there.
Maybe like a witch or something cursed him and his legs are just invisible.
It's in his
Maybe.
arms.
Or he lost them in the crab war.
The crab war.
Him and his non-magical pelican, who is also invisible because we haven't seen him yet, Christopher. And of course my own character, who is my fill-in NPC, Dono and Itting, who is your guide along the way for now still, which is good to always mention. So let's do a recap from last session. What do we got? So you guys went to this, what did I call it? You went to this
Amusement park.
amusement park. I think that's the best description we can give it. Run by demons, who basically use it as a front to get free magic items, money, all kinds of good stuff. Basically all magic items of the nearest city was dropped there, so you guys needed to distract them so that Dano can, get some equipment for you guys. So you made some distractions. So Latte summoned the almighty Onion Lord, her patron, as a warlock? Yeah, I think you named her warlock.
Yeah, she's a weird animal warlock.
I'm not gonna give anything away, but we're getting into it a bit this session. Well, the Onion Lord was making a mess of stuff, and people were screaming and running. Some of the demons. One person was scared, sitting in a corner, which also distracted some people trying to help this person get out of their fear-crushing depression. So that was Archie sitting in the corner there. And of course, when everybody got outside, there was a cooking distraction with some food and some. I think he did some
Cooking distraction.
He did some cooking show basically. I think he did some tricks, right, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some nice food and stuff. And I needed to zoom in on this because I'm still in love with that face.
It's beautiful.
That's how you should feel in a demon park. In a
The
park run
Archie
by
solutions
demons.
are always gold.
Archie's reaction to this is how I would react to anything.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, relatable IRL.
Me IRL.
So, after that, you went to a restaurant to get some, grub, named the Grub Hub, where your guy Dono heard a recognizable voice coming from the manager's office. So since he has some memory issues, wanted to talk to the manager. It was clear he wouldn't let anyone in until he gets something different to eat than normally, which is normally bugs and stuff in that restaurant. So all of you three cooked a meal. Well, cooked, I wouldn't say is the best description for this. But But yeah, so I think it was Archie who toasted some bread with his fire. Um, Latte who just got an ice cream and then started fishing, and then she got an octopus on an ice cream and brought it back to eat. Um, and then Albert, who actually made
Some food.
some food. To be honest, he does look a bit alive on that plate. There's still life in that thing.
I honestly think that crab could start crying on that plate.
Yeah, but especially like the crab, and then the octopus started cooking in some sushi after that got the manager right. So the manager Croker, who was an old friend um, of of Dono, who he still remembered Dono. As soon as he saw them and they were talking, some memories flooded back. Um, so yeah, he has some memory, and so here we have Dono talking with Croker, his old adventuring companion. Please take note to the duck pin on Dunno and the bell pepper pin on on Croker, because that's very important. As said in the next slide, next drawing. So when they were discussing this, floating eyeball person showed up whispering, basically saying they knew Dunno and they knew Croker, but they were after the pins they have on them. Um, they did mention that they were regaining power, so they kind of wanted the pins for that, so they're not at their full power yet. Is what they stated. And then they summoned a bunch of skeletons to attack you to get the pins and disappeared. But she didn't completely disappear, according to one of the drawings where we're now gonna start.
Oh, it was implied that the eyeball monster disappeared?
That was the last thing I said when I rewatched the recording.
Oh.
Before I forget, you took some. I forgot you took some items. So you said 2 for everyone. So we got Archie taking the power flower, giving you or one of your companions probably a random generated power, or who knows, maybe it's funnier if you choose one for like a limited amount of time or permanent if it's cool enough. The stash ones, you can grow mustaches and beards or anything on anyone you want. I haven't prepared any this time. I still want to add a button for when you want to use it. I haven't prepared it this time. Then we have Latte, who took the Druid Cloak, gives you the ability to change into any animal or an animal human hybrid. And you took the sitcom couch, summon anyone or any person from like a real sitcom or fantasy sitcom or animated sitcom or an unexisting sitcom for our world but existing in this world. So you're like there are some spell costs on it that you're not lugging around the couch, but
I was thinking about that. Where's the couch?
Or you
Clearly
guys store it's in your vehicle, right? You have a couch in the back right now in your carriage.
It replaced the driver's seat on Jeffrey's wagon.
Yeah, maybe I should add that next time. That's a good one. Let's see, and then we have Jojo who took the occupied genie. So you can wish something from the genie, but he's gonna call another genie who might call another genie who might call another genie to actually fulfill your wish. So the final thing you might be getting is maybe not what you wanted. For that, let me know in advance because I'm probably gonna run some games on the website called Drawception to use them as like the genies. And you have the fandom fuser. Summon anything from like 2 or multiple fandoms and fuse them together. So that's happened before you guys got into battle. I got some nice battle music. You guys can hear it. For me, it's basically the bongo bird changed to a harder rhythm.
Nice.
It has like some drum beats in there.
Cool.
We start with Latte.
I hope you guys are ready for my big brain solutions.
I'm never ready for your big brain solutions.
I'm never ready to see what Archie does. I'm always thrown off by
Yeah,
the
like,
sheer forwardness.
Latte had to go first because she did a really quick move, quick reaction. Because like there's a second the enemy disappears. with her warlock eyes, she could still see where they were.
I hope you guys are ready to see the pure majesty of my attack plan.
Yeah, and basically, while this is happening, Croker and Donna are more protecting the people who are in the restaurant and the restaurant itself. While you're focusing mainly on skeletons that are trying to get the pins.
I'm already in love with this expression.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
Yes.
So Latte freaking picks up the mysterious eyeball specter, like grabs it by its cloak and smacks it into one of the skeletons.
Oh, brilliant.
And there's some text that'll pop up as it like fully comes in.
Yeah, it pops up with the color. It was slowly already visible there. But yeah, so after this, she tries to disappear again.
From what I've seen of
Did
the
some
text, I
damage to
feel
the
like
main bad guy.
from what I've seen of the text, I feel like we're gonna have to get you to read out in your character's voice what she's saying.
Sure thing.
I appreciate the bonk.
Yes.
Yeah, we got sound effects.
Pretty class.
It was 100% necessary.
Mhm.
I hope you guys enjoy how I've taken to drawing Latte like I'm like 5 years old and can barely draw a chibi. Okay. So clearly Latte starts with her beloved catchphrase, "Hell yeah," and announces that it is in fact strong girl time. But over here, we have the skeleton with his freaking glowing sans undertale eye screaming,
Yes.
"No, boss, you're cracking my skull!"
I was like, what's the name of the character from Undertale? What's it reminding me of?
I
It's
saw that
reminding
blue
you
eye.
very on purpose. Man,
Sans Undertale, everybody.
I had 100% no fucking idea how to draw a skeleton at all.
It's actually solid.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
Skeletons,
you have an entire
very
skeleton in your
difficult.
one.
Like, have
That's
you
better
checked
than
mine?
me.
They're not great.
I think they're really good. They're
Oh,
cute.
we're getting a worse one this session. No problem. I was like, I need to crank one out. Nope. Just leave it like that.
if I wanted to make it decent, I would have had to spend like 90 minutes on the skeleton alone. That probably took like 10. It looks like shit.
Well, I didn't even have an entire skeleton in my drawing, so
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
So yeah, we see Latte like going up first, out of nowhere, just grabbing an invisible thing, reappearing, slamming at skeletons. The skeletons can solidly talk. We haven't discussed it. They can't talk. Taking out some skeletons before they disappear again. Well, let's go. So that time the others have time to prepare some stuff. Yeah.
it's me next. So
Let's
yeah,
see.
I'm kind of stood in front of what is a large amount of skeletons, and you see me reach into my apron, because I've got an apron, and pull out what looks like a very large handle for a knife. And then as I keep pulling, out of this small apron pocket, the knife keeps on coming out. Until I have a knife that's the size of a sword. It's very definitely a knife
Aw,
from its
dude.
construction. But it's a
This-
big knife. And then I'll pull out a little one for... Yes.
This is so hype.
He made a lot of sketches for these, so I showed them up.
Yes.
What
yeah,
I really like is that the text changes. So like I said to you, it's like he's practicing what to say in his head before he actually says it.
Yeah, and before it disappears, you get to see my scrappy as hell first sketch with a flippin' like really thick brush, just scribbling it out.
Yo, are the big knife and the little knife chained together?
Not quite. The big knife has a rope on it. 'Cause of
Okay, I
course
see.
It does.
So I think the first drawing it still says I'm gonna slice you up. I think that's in the first two. I think it even changes from the third to the fourth, but I'm not sure if I remember correctly.
Yes, it does.
This is so cool, man.
I'm quite proud of this one, not gonna lie.
I really like that you're. I had to do the same trick probably in the future. It's like just just don't draw feet.
Yep.
you drawn feet in your sketch and you're like, nope.
I'm gonna zoom that in and forget about the feet.
Oh, this is cool.
This is so
I'm
good.
gonna slice you up 2 pieces.
I'm gonna slice you up to pieces.
Nope, not even.
Oh,
He's gonna cut you to
Cut you
pieces.
to pieces. That's so cool. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
This was, well, I mainly decided to zoom it in because of feet, but also because this is kind of. Have any of you played Persona 5?
No.
Bought it,
no,
but
I've
haven't
been told I
touched it.
should.
Oh, it's so good. But there's a thing you can do called an all-out attack, and at the end there's kind of like a splash screen of the character who did the attack looking cool, with like some text like "game's over" or that kind of thing, with the enemies exploding in the background. And
That's
this is
so
kind of
good.
inspired by that.
This is sick.
I'm pretty proud of it. But
That-
as you can see, I managed to pull that massive knife out of that tiny apron pocket.
Dude, it's a pocket of holding.
Yep.
Yeah, like how does Latte feel? Like she grabbed the boss and now the boss, her weapon is gone. She still has a sword. Does she draw out her sword after seeing this?
Oh
death?
yeah,
This knife
she's
out of
not
nowhere?
one to be outdone. The fucking kitten blade can absolutely get some skeletons.
Yeah, so I draw out my 2 knives and I just get to work hacking them to pieces.
Yes, and like great work on those skulls, by the way. Those look great.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
good, man.
Very
The
liberal
nicest thing
use of
I think
copy-paste
is the
tool.
text that you hand on, because at this point I just want to do like redo the first, like the opening drawing for which is like very basic, to something like this because it just looks awesome as hell.
Polygonal select tool for the win.
And then Archie is currently, while you're already fighting, destroying a lot of these skeletons. Archie's been working on a spell.
Yeah. So, Archie initially is panicking. There's a bunch of skeletons everywhere. Weird eyeball guy. But then he remembers in the corner, especially after hearing this rapid bongo beat, that there's a sweet, precious bongo duck here who needs to be protected at all costs. So, in a strange moment of confidence, Archie decides he'll actually be useful and conjures up a bunch of spirit dogs. Because what's best against fighting bones? Dogs.
Of course.
Oh, I love that.
I'm really grateful that you say spirit dog. Since you do no color, I have added something of my own with some filters that looks very awesome, which you haven't
Ooh.
seen yet.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw the other two and I was like, maybe I should start coloring these.
Because maybe
Next time I'll get
yeah,
it.
maybe if you have time. Like again, like mostly I do like 3 scenes. Like one is just again, this is a filter. I'm just not redrawing these in sketch form. It's just the filter, and then I do a black and white filter, and then it goes to the real color. But you didn't have the color, which is also cool for me to like add stuff myself. Because for some reason I
Dude,
chose a
so
filter
cool.
for your dogs, and that made them look so awesome. So I really hope you're gonna like it.
Oh, I'm
It
excited to
gives
see
you
this.
such much extra from the good doggos you've already drawn.
Yeah, I feel like I had to specify the spirit dogs because the one doesn't have back legs. And that was intentional.
Like Archie's like really. Last time he was really in panic, and now he's such a calm. Is it the music? Is the music of the bongo bird calming him down, giving him?
I mean,
This is what matters now. Just protecting the bongo cat.
Yeah, he's
He
able
could
to
die,
keep
but it
calm.
doesn't matter anymore.
dude, the strong have to protect the sweet, and Bongo Bird is the sweetest.
Yeah. Oh my god, look
Oh,
at that.
dude, that
hug.
ethereal aura.
Oh, that's so
The
cool.
wrinkles. That's fabulous.
I love the chunky dog with the spot eye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Inspired by my own dog.
Oh, nice.
And then it should. Yeah, there we
Ooh.
go.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
A good thing of having no background gives me more possibility to do stuff like this.
Mm.
Awesome.
Yeah, I really
Yeah,
like
so-
the drawing. Give me so much move to do something like this.
This
So
is
yeah,
so cool.
Like,
Yeah,
we
so
see-
these sweet, precious spirit dogs are gonna go mess up some skeletons.
yeah, like maybe like
Yeah.
at the beginning we see like some skeletons reforming, and this part just dogs are just taking all the bones away or eating them up. You're basically doing the cleanup of the skeletons that are down.
That's
Like-
so good.
Like the river scene in Lord of the Rings, but instead of horses, it's dogs. Just
Oh,
descend upon the skeletons.
Okay, so a quick issue. See, I messed up in the last second. If the music still is going, that's no problem for this one. It should end
yeah,
after
I'm
this.
vibing to this music.
It's a groove.
Can
It's
you
a
guys
bop.
hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it worked. Wow. It's probably gonna repeat, maybe. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna repeat. For this, if it's still like, I might have to fix something. If it's still going, it should end after this slide. Yeah. So you know, you saved the restaurant. Croak is very happy. They didn't take any pins. You do a quick check after. And Croak goes like, well, that went well. Any idea who that person was? Any of you?
Never seen them before in my life.
I mean, it seemed like some kind of eyeball goblin and a very strangely familiar skeleton with a distinct blue eye.
Yeah, I got no clue.
Donna was like, I don't know, man. Again, my memory's fuzzy, but I don't know. He seems. For some reason, I felt like I knew the person. I don't.
Well, it was after that pin that you've got.
Yeah, you don't know them, Croaker, right? Croaker's like, nope. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, the pins. Like, I've had it since a long time. I don't even remember getting it. Croaker's like, yeah, that was a long time ago. We went into this old dungeon, and for some reason, this was the treasure. Like, you know, of course, there was some coin in there. But, you know, we split it up the pins. I didn't know they were useful or anything.
How many pins were there?
Yeah, Dunno immediately like gives up on remembering because he's like, I have no clue. Croaker goes like, oh, was you? Me? Like your buddy's always there, so I think it was 5. I'm pretty sure it was 5.
Oh, seems like we're being set up for a mysterious quest for 3 heroes to find 3 mysterious artifacts.
Perhaps.
Right, well, we got 2. And then I was like, well, that's perfect. Like, I didn't have a plan for your guys' adventuring training, but you know, getting magical artifacts, like one of the 5 adventures you can have. So
Great, gonna look for some cursed treasure. This should be good.
Well, we don't know it's cursed. We just know that it's powerful. You know?
We
Man,
just
I
know-
don't know. That eyeball and those skeletons seem to want those pins.
Yeah.
Last
If they
time,
want those pins to gain power, why don't we get those pins, get the power for ourselves, and then get rid of them? Arms race.
I'm 100% in for this.
You see, Tom, I
Right,
was like,
maybe.
I don't know if I need to be proud of these guys or be worried.
Oh,
Looks.
please, simple warfare. I was taught it by one of my personal tutors.
You be. Oh right, yeah, of course, warfare. Right, that's what every kid gets taught at a young age. Right. He's like, yeah, let's. Croker, do you know where we might find another one of these pins? He's like, yeah, well, we have one friend who has a museum in Fletchfield. Then I goes like, well, we just came from Fletchfield. It's always going back, right? It's always the place where you just been when you search something. Great. Well, yeah, you could, Croker, you want to come? It's like, well, there's nothing else I can do right now. My restaurant's doing okay. I got a new chef, like you gave me a new chef, so probably gonna promote him above the older guys who've been working here. Like promote the new guy to the boss. That's normal work, right?
100% happened at every job I've ever had.
You see all the personnel working is like, wait, what? It's like, oh, let's go, everyone. And you guys go to your beautiful vehicle we have on screen for a while now. So to your carriage, probably the pink couch in the back, as we discussed. Again, as soon as you go outside, there's probably some haggling between Croker and our what was his name? And Hambach. Probably Hambach wants to invest in his restaurant and vice versa. They're doing some business talk as two persons who are very into business. Let's see if the music disappears. We'll also have to shut it down real quick. It doesn't. Okay. So you guys drive back to Fletchfield. Towards this museum. I think Archie might have been here before. This museum is kind of hidden. It's not in plain sight. It's basically like in Harry Potter where they touch like the stones and it opens up. The museum is like hidden in an alley, and you need to know like a certain method of opening the door to this museum. It has all kinds of things of like historical stuff, art, sciencey stuff. So like it's a museum of all kinds of stuff.
Yes, a secret museum. I bet these guys make a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they also like protect a lot of stuff, right? Like it's a lot more of value. It's more of like a treasure trove of like this adventure. So you head over there.
It's a private museum.
Yes. What you also know, and this is confirmed by Croker, you either need a ticket to go in, or you need to have an item or be like an artist. Since you don't have tickets, when you get there, you guys know that you have to make some art. Let me show this is where the museum you will be going into. So this museum is also, Croker says, this museum is owned by Nappy, the Shield Maiden. Oh, sorry, I can do it this way. Yes, this museum is run by Nappy, the Shield Maiden, who's bailing built on the fence but liked collecting stuff and keeping it instead of selling the loot. So if somebody still has her pin, it's surely to be her. I really like. At this point, I like it the best. Unfortunately, my drawing. So,
does look pretty cool.
I downloaded a lot of art and just put it to like a 8-bit converter to make some art that I'm not claiming I made any of this art or the glass windows. Just saying. But I wanted to have some cool stuff on the background. So there's 3 big windows of like, what's it called? The colored glass, the
Stained glass.
Stained glass, lots of paintings. So here's my second skeleton, which I really hated, but I wanted to do something, added to something in this museum that wasn't art related, so I quickly draw
skeleton.
a giant cat skeleton.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
pretty
I
cool.
love that.
Just like a regular sized cat skeleton, or is it like
No.
a giant
It's
otherworldly
pretty
demon
big.
cat?
It's almost like dinosaur size, but you will see that probably soon when you guys' characters get added towards this piece. But
Oh.
first, let's see how you guys got in with the art you've shown them.
Hmm. Well, I'm not much of an artist. I'm a chef, really. So I did the best I could with what I had. And I created a painting. Just a simple landscape, really. I sat down to make this landscape and immediately forgot the entire term that I spent studying the artist Bob Ross.
I was like, very much Bob Ross vibes, yes.
I knew what I wanted to make, I just completely forgot how to make it, so I had to relearn.
Since we're in a drawn fantasy land, you know that Bob Ross is probably one of the most strongest wizards in this world, yeah?
Oh yes,
Aw,
the
dude.
powerful creator of reality,
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Robert Ross.
I bet he's
We
like
had
a
a-
bard, but with a paintbrush instead of an instrument.
Yeah.
We had a whole semester focused on Bob Ross at the academy.
Oh, my teacher hated Bob Ross. I chose to study Bob Ross, and my teacher was constantly talking about how, oh, you could really do a different artist, you know. You could do one of the classic ones like Cézanne or Monet. But I don't really know this Bob Ross. He can't be very good. It was one of those art teachers. But anyway,
Just
All
I,
jealous.
dreams, man.
So what
Uh,
inspired this art for?
I did a painting of my homeland. This was a corner of our estate that backed onto a woodland. You see that archway there? We didn't have walls around our estate. We had those archways, just to mark where the edges were. This is where I used to play when I was younger, by the gardener's house.
Are you sure this is your place? I don't see a single giant crab anywhere.
This is before the attack.
Come on, Ash. It looks lovely.
Latte.
It was.
That was in character.
Latte is incredibly confused at this sudden new nickname.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Yes, so this is a painting of my homeland. It's not that good. It's been a while since I've painted anything really. It's the best I could do. I hope the museum accepts it.
Yeah, you really like took out like professional materials, like you had like paints and brushes. Like you really took your time.
You went above and beyond for this one.
I wouldn't say that. It took less than an hour.
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see what it compares to.
It was like, oh yeah, we're doing a drawing game. Well, let you guys make some art. Oh, let's allow dancing. I don't know, other kinds of art if you want to do something else. Like everyone's like, no,
Right.
I'm doing a drawing. Like, my
Well, my
character
first thought was
is
to do food.
okay.
But I've done a lot of food.
So, I want to encapsulate what I find to be true beauty, art in its truest form. I took a lot of time on this to try to make it something special to me, something that means a lot to me, and hopefully will mean a lot to others too. So this was Archie just kind of made this using a box of good old Crayola crayons to make something that it's been on his mind a lot recently. Ever since they left the restaurant, Archie just couldn't get the bongo duck out of his head.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Kroger will look at your drawings like, wait, bongo duck? Like, who's this duck? The bird didn't look like. Do you have a duck in your memory?
Was it not a duck?
I wouldn't say it was a duck per se. It's like mysterious that you remember a duck. Very peculiar.
I think what happened is we started out calling it Bongo Bird, and then I started calling it Bongo Duck. And
Oh no,
we
this is
just
canon. Something mysteriously happened why they remembered it as a duck. There's something weird. Like, you see, you see Donna looking at his rhymes like, yes, I can. Very strange, this duck. It's like this some otherworldly being. I don't know. It is art, like we've done. They's like, oh yeah, it's definitely art. Like we can take this in. No
The
problem.
real-
Archie's like holding it up, like tearing. His eyes are tearing,
Yeah,
This
like
one's
thinking
going on
about
with me.
this
Dude,
this bird duck.
you're like
This is
confused
a-
in your hand. Like, why do I remember a duck?
this is like a 10,000 out of 10.
The
I
reason
hope you guys are ready to see something stupid.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So,
oh my.
yeah,
a little
Latte,
close.
Latte cracked out a plain white piece of printer paper and some fucking Crayola markers.
I see
And
those are popular.
yeah, you guys, like you, I got the feeling that Albert just didn't want to share his materials. Like, what do we have left?
Well, I think it was less that he didn't want to share and more that he was like splashing paint everywhere with him doing like the flopping the brush and stuff like that that nobody wanted to get near.
Like, yeah, you're
So-
probably like using a brush like as a knife, so people just didn't want to get close to you.
So Latte drew something that she thinks is art. She drew a little cute holiday festivity scene.
Aw.
Oh, I really thought I was like, because I don't know you, it's the same style as your normal drawings. I thought it was just a picture of your family. And they're like, wow,
No,
again?
this is clearly a very photorealistic drawing from Latte's perspective.
And Donna
Is
would
that
say
just
to
how
you,
she
it's like,
sees the world?
Latte, the duck, you drawn it as well. Who was that duck?
It's the duck, man. You don't know?
Wait, it was
We
at
So,
your
don't
house
know.
when you were younger?
Yes, is that your family, Latte?
It indeed is. We've got her father, the bear warlock, and her sister, the rabbit warlock, and they're done up celebrating some little holiday festivity
Ah,
where you put a tree inside of your house.
I've never heard of such a festival.
I
Must
know it's
be,
quite strange. We were informed of it by our warlock heritage. We have otherworldly knowledge,
Hmm. Where in the
usually
country do
about
you
dumb
come
shit
from?
like putting a tree in your house. What's up?
Where in the country do you come from? Because I've never heard of such a thing in my place. In the lands around my estate. But that's a beautiful scene. Very homely.
And how did you get the stars to stay in a tree? That's
Yeah.
very
Warlock magic.
I heard that stars were huge, flaming things. Billions of miles across. How did you manage to compress them down and put them on a tree?
I'll do it right now. And she'll wave her hands and like use a little bit of warlock magic to make like sparks from a sparkler. And she'll act like it's the coolest thing in the world.
Wow.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Latte, what is that you have in your hand in the drawing?
Is that an in-character question or?
Yes.
he shed lattes. You.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
I did it
Um,
correctly this time.
Yes. It's part of the weird tree celebration. We give mysterious boxes containing mystery items with with pretty little ribbons on them to beloved individuals in our lives.
Fascinating.
Interesting. Your family doesn't give you wrapped up presents every day?
Wait,
What?
Latte's gonna
you,
look very upset at the implications of how much of a crazy rich bitch Archie is.
wait, Archie, you get presents every day at home? Let me-
Yeah.
let me start the next drawing while we discuss more about Latte's family. Um, so the next drawing is the character you're gonna meet from my side. While we discuss this family, then you get presents every day. That's insane. I'm gonna be honest here. That's. Is there something you
Yeah,
have?
No, I was just given money and told to buy what I want.
no, pretty much every day my parents bring something new. One of the most recent things over this past year has been kind of like our own little zoo. First, I got the zoo, and then every other day is like a new animal. Got like 10 giraffes now, which are pretty cool.
What? Okay.
Latte is gonna say, "Do you have anything as cool as this?" And then like swing her arms out to the side, and then Onion Lord just appears out of nowhere.
Lifts the whole
Mm.
carriage.
Not yet, but maybe we can work something out. How much for an onion lord, do you think?
Latte looks at Onion Lord and is about to open her mouth to talk again, and then Onion Lord is just gone already.
It's
Oh,
like the camera sweeps past, and whilst Latte passes across the screen, Onion Lord just disappears behind her.
I'll just have my people get in contact with his people.
Also, hello, person with big nose.
Oh,
So
That's a nice
this
hat.
is drawing Nappa, the Shield Maiden. My designs, like I don't have a design. Like, I don't do sketches. I draw them. It's
Mhm.
piece by piece, and they just get fucking crazy. I like her except for her shoes. That's. I should have cut off the feet as well.
Yeah, drawing heels is impossible.
Yeah,
Sure, she has this
pretty
big
bad on a
shield
good day.
on
But
her back. You can already see because she's gonna get very small in a second. She has this black cat pin on her on the inside of her shield,
oh yes,
hmm.
and I don't know. She apparently doesn't know how to use makeup, or it's an art statement.
Nice.
You can't really see it that. She also I gave her two different color eyes, but I don't, on the small screen it's probably not that visible. Yeah. So now you can see how big the skeleton is because you guys are there.
oh wow.
Oh wow, it's like Onion Lord sized compared to Onion Lord.
And Groke is like, Nappy, it's good to see ya. It's like, now I have to make up a voice for her because I didn't thought to do that in advance. Well, hello there. Isn't it good to see my old friend Groka? And even that's my other old friend, Dano. Good to see you, Dano. It's been a while. Dano's like, yeah, yeah. And he like looks her over and like, yeah, Nappy, yeah. It's okay. I'm just gonna be clear. I have losing some of my memories, and now the sea stuff is coming back. Nice museum, by the way. I really like it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. These are my I don't know students.
Something like that.
So I'm teaching them to be like the new generation of adventurers, you know, since we haven't seen a lot of them, yada yada yada. So he's like, yeah, meets wholesome cat girl, spoiled magic boy,
Hey.
rich dude.
Greetings.
Okay, this time I know their names. It's he's like um Latte, yeah, Latte, Archibald, and Alberto.
Close enough. And I bow.
She bows back. So you can see there's like even without her hat, she's probably the tallest. So even when she bows, like the tall thing almost like hits you. She's like, welcome to my museum.
It's a beautiful museum. I love the construction of the pillars.
Thank you.
I did a module on architecture a few years back, and
I always
Well.
kind of thought that the architect gave up at the top, but for the rest, I really liked him.
Didn't even notice that.
It's a modern design.
Yes, yes, for sure, for sure. Welcome everybody. Please, let me give you the personal tour. Um, she shows you like some of the like relics they have of old um, symbols and markings and old weaponry, like all kinds of history stuff. You even
Is
like
there
pass like a hall of like art and some of your paintings already hanging there.
is there any art in this museum of a mysterious mystical duck being?
um, I would say like you walk past the painting, and there's a second that you're like, wait, was that a duck on the painting? And then you look and it's not there. But there was like a moment you thought you saw it. There might be like, especially with the old religious stuff, you might find like cats proliferate that are, and apparently also a bear and is it rabbit or bunny for your
A
system?
rabbit.
And rabbit like symbols that are very familiar to you.
Fascinating.
And I would say also for you, for Albert, there would also be like a particular symbol that kind of seems familiar to him, that he might have a second like recognizing.
I kind of eye the symbol and then act like I didn't recognize it.
Most symbols, of course, Archie recognize all like the Arcana symbols. There's like not very like useful stuff in here, not like stuff that would still work or still have any power. So that's probably why it's here.
Yeah, Archie's just like, yep, I recognize this, but don't ask me to name it.
Yeah, you probably been
That's
there.
the school student experience.
She goes like, I think I've seen you before, haven't you? Aren't you the person who always try to buy her stuff when I say no?
Archie does finger guns and is like, yeah, that's me.
Well, at least it's good that you have an interest. You know, that's always good to have. Um, like seeing you all here, I kind of guess that you're not here for the museum tour. You need my help with something. Is there a dungeon that you need like a shield person, or
There's a ghoul with a big eyeball that wants to steal a bunch of magic pins, and your frog friend here says you had one of those.
hey, frog friend? Are we gonna be racist right now?
I don't know. Don't know. Calls me cat girl.
Okay, yeah. You're. Please don't teach them stuff like that, Dono. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't teach them to be racist. I kind of have a peculiar that they might have gotten some stuff from home as well, so I shouldn't be. I'm so sorry for calling you cat girl. Like, I shouldn't. It's more that you are a girl who has powers that summons a cat. Is what I meant. It's more than. Oh, okay, I'm just making. I'm just defending myself. Okay. I'll try to be better. That's all I can promise. But yeah, we were mentioned. You can discuss telling her while we were here.
Croaker here says you've got a magic pin, and we encountered an eyeball ghoul, uh, who tried to beat up these two here and steal their pins. So figured we should let you know about that.
She's like, my pin. Is it magical? I don't. I still have it on me, and she like shows you like the black cat pin. She goes like, well, yeah, if it's gonna be troublesome and brings my museum like in danger, I guess there's any. Sure, I want to help you protect. Okay, I might be able to help you guys, but I don't know if anyone of you wants to have it on you. Like I don't have any. I sure I've sentimental value, and I want it back if after this is done.
So, you don't remember how you got your pin?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course I do. It was me, Croaker, um, Dano. Yeah, it was the five of us. We were in this dungeon, like under this like wizard tower, you know, crazy kind of stuff. To be honest, like we've done so many dungeons. At some point, they're going into each other. They were part of treasure, and we know like, oh, let's keep these as like souvenirs. I don't know, like so. She goes like, I remember, like I know that Dano has like this duck pendant. Um, of course, Croaker has, and she looks at it. It looked like a bell pepper. I don't know. It was kind of weird, strange. I have a black cat, and I know there was a trart, which is a three-chambered heart pin, and I can't remember the fifth one. There were such crazy things, right? Why would there be a bell pepper pin and a trart if it was like I don't know.
Do you remember any of your other companions who aren't in our present company?
Yeah, of course I do. She gives like a look at Croaker. It's like, but Croaker, you remember, right? Goes like, yeah, yes I do, but I wanted to talk to you first. Like, you're probably the easiest one. Um, yeah, well, we could. And at that point, because then I can come up with names for the next time as a DM, so it's a good point to go. You hear again like a voice in your head. It's like, wow, three of them are now together, and I still need a few of them. Hand them over now.
Over my dead soulless body.
And at this point, like, at that point, you hear glass breaking, but just before that happens, wait, soulless? And then, and a blast of shattering glass. As 5 giant snaky heads come in through the window, the glass state window. Personally, I really liked how I did the broken glass on the bottom.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this is gonna be your next challenge. I named it a Hydra,
cool.
but we don't see its body, so it might be snakes. You don't know. So that's for. Let me go to the finishing stuff here. So yeah, I had to do this one as the last drawing because it's just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, and I made a change to how I list the music now because most of them are in the description of the video, so I don't add all like the website stuff I needed. Most of the music again is by Kevin MacLeod, who always shares his music. You can use his music as long as you give him credit. And this end song you hear is When I Found a Line, which is by his account name is Bruno PH. I'm allowed to use it. So, nice session again, guys. I really liked some of
Good
most,
time.
I liked all the drawings. Like that's.
I
just
feel
me.
like we all went above and beyond this time around.
And again, like during the session, lots of more backstory information came out, which I really liked. Yeah, we might need to dig into some of that, like what we exactly saw. But very great, very nice. And I'll stop the recording.